If you are able, please rise for the singing of our national anthem.
Please be seated. Welcome, graduates, family, friends, and honored guests. Thank you for joining us for this convocation ceremony at the University of Waterloo. My name is Vivek Goel, and it is my honor to serve as President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Waterloo. Today, I have the privilege to welcome you to campus for this momentous occasion to celebrate the accomplishments of our soon-to-be graduates. Today's celebration is based on tradition. The Haudenosaunee peoples also have a rich and vibrant culture that embraces knowledge sharing. As such, it is important to reflect and acknowledge the University of Waterloo's campuses in Waterloo, Kitchener, and Cambridge are situated on the Haldimand Tract, land 6 miles on each side of the Grand River, granted to the Haudenosaunee of 6 nations. The land inside and surrounding the Haldimand Tract, including our Stratford campus, is the traditional territory of the Attawandaron, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee. I also acknowledge and recognize this area is now home to many diverse First Nation, Inuit, and Métis groups. To begin our ceremony today, I'm pleased to welcome Indigenous traditional drumming from the Cedar Hill Singers, followed by Mayungun Henry, Indigenous Knowledge Keeper, to open our ceremony.
Hey! Miigwech, miigwech. Miigwech. Ani, Sego, Danze, Segoli. You know what just happened there is very special. In 65 years of convocation at the University of Waterloo, for the first time this year, the voices of our drum is set on stage to honor you. I want to acknowledge Kelly and Ariana for their voices in that drum. It just pulls it all together and makes it even stronger. So today, we're happy to be here today. It's a special day for you, a very special day for us. And the university that you graduated from has really done remarkable work in wanting to find paths of reconciliation. But in order for us to be at this point in history, we need to kind of know where we came from and why this is so important. As you all are aware, that the last couple of years they've been finding our children at these residential school sites, and there's more to come. Very sad time in our history. But we also know that the legacy of residential schools that lasted over 100 years in this country has taken its toll on Indigenous language, ceremonies, in our partnership in this land. And then we started seeing in the 60s taken away from our families the children to be housed in places where they didn't practice our culture, and now they're known as the 60s scoop. And then, even more, the 5,000 or so murdered missing women and girls in this country. If I want to go on, I can go on. The North right now is still feeling the pain of discrimination within the policing and healthcare system. But, you know, with that said, the commitment that this university has made, we want to turn the page and change the trajectory of our future. We won't take away all that negative stuff, but we can move forward in a good way. And I want to thank the leadership of this university for wanting to act on reconciliation. We need this generation to understand that your university has committed greatly and honorably. So today, first time we bring our voice of Mother Earth to the ceremony, and we're honored to share that with you. But also, I'd like to bring one more thing. You know, this Canada that we know has been formed on a relationship with Indigenous people. The Geswenta, the Turo Wampum, was one of the early relationship stories that we have. And if you're not aware of it, I'd ask you to take a look at that and see what this means. It's such an important relationship with the settlers and the Indigenous people. So next to the mace that represents this university, we're going to place the Geswenta also. And I'd like to say, Chi-miigwech, thank you for allowing us to be part of your beautiful celebration. We're honorable of your presence here today, and Chi-miigwech for allowing us to be here. Chi-miigwech.
Thank you very much, Mayungan, for those words of wisdom. At the University of Waterloo, we are committed to advancing the truth and reconciliation calls to action, and to creating a long-term vision of decolonization and indigenization of the university. I invite each of us here to work towards deepening our own understanding of Indigenous cultures and their histories, and to taking personal actions to advance truth and reconciliation. Graduates, families, friends, guests, faculty and staff, welcome. This is a special day, and I just want to start by saying congratulations to the graduands, if we can start off with that. It's been a challenging journey, but I hope you think it's been worth it, because you are very distinguished in your accomplishments today, and we're going to celebrate that. Today, you are joining a global community of alumni, a community made up of influential professionals, entrepreneurs, researchers, international leaders, teachers, and you now stand shoulder to shoulder with them. And I can tell you from my travels around the world, in every single one of those sectors, when I see leaders, many of them are people who were here at Waterloo. They're Waterloo graduates that are playing significant leadership roles all across the world. And I'm very, very proud when I see them, and we're very proud of you and what you're going to do. For most of you, in fact, all of you, I would say, have had support from families and friends. And I want to wish a particular warm welcome to the families and friends who are here and have supported you during this time. So if we could also say a special thank you to all of them for what you've done. Your support has been integral to our students, and I want to thank you for being here to support our graduates on this special day. And I also want to thank those who couldn't be here but are watching virtually. You're with us, and I hope you will be able to see your graduate coming across the stage as we celebrate their graduation. We live in a time of uncertainty and change. There are many, many disruptive changes that are all converging at one time. A pandemic, a rapidly aging population, paradigm-shifting technologies, many of which have a Waterloo grad underneath them, a geopolitical environment that has become more polarizing and causing great human strife. These forces are creating significant challenges that need to be addressed in innovative and urgent ways. And as you well know, when challenges arise, so do opportunities and the need for leadership. The University of Waterloo is a community of students and graduates who I believe are more prepared for this change and shifting future than many others on the planet. And I encourage you to use what you have learned at Waterloo, the relationships that you have forged while you've been here at Waterloo, to make your communities, this country, and our world a better place, especially for those less fortunate. This is what alumni of this university do. And now you can join in their footsteps or create your own. You are curious, you're bold, you're leaders. You've spent years at Waterloo learning and preparing for the next stage in your lives. And today we not only celebrate the time and effort that it took for you to thrive here, we celebrate you and those who supported you. We also celebrate the future impact that you will have and innovations that you will create. And we do that by presenting you with your well-deserved University of Waterloo degree. So in this afternoon's agenda, it will include awarding some special honors and having some speakers addressing the convocation. We will then get down to the serious business of conferring the degrees. And we'll start with the doctoral degrees and then master's and bachelor's degrees. Following that, we will present awards and medals to those graduating students who have excelled in their studies. As we celebrate your accomplishments today and you move into the next phases of your lives, know that you are a unique and important member of the University of Waterloo community. The university staff, your faculty, and myself are very, very proud of you. And we want to remain connected and support you in any way that we can. I hope you will continue to benefit from being part of the University of Waterloo community through its resources, its reach, and most importantly, again, from the relationships that you've established while being here. So congratulations again on this very, very special day. I look forward to seeing each of you as you make your way across the stage. It's now my pleasure to welcome Christine Morasoli, Associate Dean, to the platform. Thank you.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present Valerie Davidson as a distinguished scholar and passionate advocate for women in engineering. Professor Davidson has had a profound impact on the engineering profession in Canada. Professor Davidson is a renowned authority in bioprocess and food engineering. Over the last 24 years, her group at the University of Guelph has made groundbreaking advances to the modeling of complex food processing systems with contributions that have helped industries improve product quality and safety. In addition to numerous publications and invited lectures, Professor Davidson consulted for the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization to develop guidelines for food safety decision-making. In parallel, Professor Davidson has become one of Canada's foremost agents of change for improving gender diversity in the engineering profession. She founded the Ontario Network for Women in Engineering, ONWE, which connects academic institutions across the province to collaboratively engage, recruit, and support girls and women in engineering. In her roles as chair of ONWE and NSERC Chair for Women in Science and Engineering, Professor Davidson implemented a vision that has improved the nation's literacy in diversity and inclusion, created youth outreach programs such as Go Eng Girl that engage thousands of young girls each year, and has inspired schools of engineering across Canada to proactively improve and track the progress of gender equity in their programs. As a result, increased enrollment and career opportunities for women have changed the face of engineering within the Canadian academic context, but also the profession and society. Professor Davidson continues this important work through the OSPI Women in Engineering Advisory Committee, the Breaking Barriers for Women in STEM project, and the Engineering Profession Success Mentorship Program. In 2016, she was honored with the PO Citizenship Award, and in 2019, she received the Ontario Volunteer Service Award from OSPI. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding accomplishments in engineering, I request that you bestow the title Doctor of Engineering upon Valerie Davidson.
I'm honored to confer upon you, Valerie Davidson, the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honoris causa.
Chancellor Barton, President Goel, it is a special honor to receive this honorary degree from the University of Waterloo and to share the convocation ceremony with graduates from the Faculty of Engineering. Congratulations to the members of the class of 2022. You have completed rigorous academic programs, and now you are ready to explore new opportunities. Be confident that the degree you receive today is a solid foundation, and be persistent in your pursuit of new opportunities as you move forward in your career. My own career has included consulting engineering and manufacturing, as well as teaching and academic research. Each step helped me to develop new skills and provided me with experiences that were invaluable for the next stages. I have no regrets about the path I chose to follow over my career. At my undergraduate convocation, there were 2 women, myself included, in the graduating class. At that time, about 4% of the undergraduates in engineering across Canada identified as women. Not surprisingly, I have been involved in efforts to address this underrepresentation over my entire academic career. One of the most challenging but also most rewarding parts of my career was the 8-year period when I served as the Ontario Chair for Women in Science and Engineering. This program is supported by the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council, and it was a chance for me to take a leadership role at a provincial and national level. It was also an opportunity to collaborate with researchers from the social sciences to better understand the issues that cause barriers to gender equity in engineering and to take action to change the status quo. One of these actions was to form a collaborative network we call ONWE. ONWE has proven to be an effective way to change gender representation in engineering, and it is a general framework that you can apply to a range of complex problems. The approach is particularly useful for problems that straddle the interface between technical and social issues. The overall goal of ONWE is to increase the representation of women in engineering by ensuring that the culture is welcoming and inclusive. From the outset, all faculties of engineering in Ontario signed on as ONWE members because we recognize that collective action at a provincial level would increase the impact of our efforts. Go Eng Girl was the first ONWE event for girls in grades 7 to 10 and their parents. However, ONWE now delivers a suite of programs for different age groups and particular interests. At each ONWE event, there is a committed group of volunteers, faculty, staff, students, and alumni who work to ensure that participants have a positive experience. I'm sure that some of the men and women in today's graduating class have helped to deliver Go Eng Girl or other ONWE programs here at Waterloo. I want to thank you and assure you that your efforts to welcome and encourage young women do make a difference. I would also like to acknowledge the role that Dean Mary Wells played when she took on the reins of ONWE leadership in 2012. During her term as chair, the ONWE community expanded to offer programs across Canada. Professor Kim Jones, who is a University of Waterloo alumna and faculty member at McMaster, is the current chair of ONWE. Both Mary and Kim have provided outstanding leadership that has ensured that the network has flourished. Today, ONWE is recognized as a leader in the Canadian outreach community, and there are quantitative and qualitative indicators to confirm the success of its efforts. For example, Go Eng Girl continues to be an annual event that is now offered in 6 provinces outside of Ontario. And data have shown that approximately 1 out of 4 engineering degrees across Canada were awarded to those who identify as women in 2021. This is significant progress relative to the 1 out of 25 ratio that was the case when I graduated. In fact, I am optimistic that positive changes are happening more broadly. I see that the focus in the engineering community is becoming more nuanced and now includes other aspects of diversity beyond binary gender. ONWE is a successful example of what social scientists call collective impact. Research has shown that it is an effective strategy for solving complex problems that require coordinated, system-wide interventions to effect change. If you are interested in more examples, I recommend that you start with a Google search on collective impact. In closing, I urge members of the class of 2022 to have confidence that you are well prepared for the next steps in your career. I wish all of you continued success in work, continuing studies, or other aspects of your life. And finally, remember the strategy of collective impact. It may be a useful tool in some of your future problem solving.
Thank you very much, Valerie, both for your address and for all of your leadership work in collective impact for the students in the profession of engineering. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is James Rush, and I'm very proud to serve as the provost and the vice president academic of the university. Congratulations to the graduates, first of all. I have the honor today of joining our Chancellor in conferring your degrees as you embark into the world as Waterloo's newest graduates. So the first order of business is for me to ask you to please rise. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Waterloo that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
Congratulations. And please be seated. It's now my pleasure to welcome Chukwunonso Moneme, your class valedictorian, to the stage.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chancellor, President Goel, members of Convocation, Dean Wells, fellow graduates, family, friends, and guests. My name is Chukwunonso Jeffrey Moneme, but many of you know me as Nonso, and it is my deepest honor to stand before you today as your valedictorian. As I look at my fellow graduates, it's amazing to think that just a handful of years ago, we were bright-eyed first years, ready to take on a world we had yet to know. I am immensely proud of everything we have accomplished thus far, and I look forward to seeing what wonderful things we're all going to do moving forward. You know, our generation gets a lot of flack because we're not quite millennials, but not really Gen Zs. We saw VHSs turn into Netflix and Walkmans turn into Spotify. Many of us grew up with the internet alongside YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and we even witnessed the fall of Vine, rest in peace. We've seen a lot over the years, probably more than anyone our age was ever meant to, but here we are. And people love to talk about us, fan behavior, truly. Some people think that we're spoiled or entitled. Some people think we're lazy. Others think we're too sensitive. I personally think we all just need to take more naps. My favorite comment, though, is that our generation has a problem with resiliency. I think it's a very interesting one because when I look at the people graduating today, I don't know that it holds up. For context, resilience is a term that comes from material sciences. Put simply, it is the ability of a material to maintain its shape under external forces or bounce back from deformation. I'm sure my materials professors are rolling their eyes right now, but I'm going to keep going. Resilience in people is the ability to recover quickly from hardships, and I think it's safe to say that we've made it through one or two ourselves. Not only have we completed an incredibly difficult program at one of the top engineering schools in the country, but we did so in person, online, and hybrid. We are actively living through a global pandemic that has changed the world in more ways than we could have ever imagined. On top of all of that, we have lived through some of the largest scale social movements the world has ever seen. We've donated our time, money, and energy where we could to support the causes that are near and dear to our hearts. As if that wasn't enough, we still had to turn in assignments, do labs, and write exams, but we did what we could to stay connected through it all when the world was at its most disjointed. We've supported each other through all of this, and it's incredible to think that we've made it this far, but I don't know if I'd say that this has made us resilient. When we faced pressures and stresses, we didn't return to our original state. Instead, we learned from our peers, our professors, and our superiors. We educated ourselves, and we grew. I don't think that any of us can say that we are the same people we were when we first arrived on this campus, and neither is this university. We've all been shaped and molded by the experiences we've had here, both good and bad. We've grown together into adults who are ready to take on what the world has to throw at us, however intimidating and scary that may seem right now. We've changed a lot, but for the most part, I think we can say we've been changed for the better. So perhaps we're not the most resilient bunch, but I can confidently say that we are resourceful, inventive, and adaptable. We've proven that regardless of how insurmountable an obstacle may seem, we know that we can work together to find a solution It sometimes just means thinking outside the box. Like true Waterloo engineering students, we think, act, and exist beyond ideas. We know that innovation starts here, but where it leads is up to all of you. Whether you are moving on to graduate studies, into the workforce, starting a company, or inventing a product, the education you've received at the University of Waterloo will be the foundation upon which you build the rest of your life. In the words of Olatokunbo Oshinowo, a past Nigerian Waterloo Engineering Society president, we are not just passive recipients of education, but a group of intellectual workers, active and responsible. I know everyone's journey has been and will be different, but I hope that in whatever you do next, you carry that responsibility into your future careers. If there's one thing that Waterloo Engineering has taught us, it's that our duty to the public is paramount. We joined student societies and design teams and participated in clubs and competitions where we created structures, systems, and products that serve the public, all before we even get to call ourselves engineers. Waterloo Engineering has trained us to assess needs in our communities and design systems that fill them, and I hope that idea of public duty remains with you moving forward. Beyond that, whether you go on to be engineers, doctors, artists, writers, teachers, or whatever it may be, I hope you can look back at your time in Waterloo Engineering with fondness. Remember orientation and how excited and terrified you were to start at Waterloo. Remember passing that first term and then year, and how it felt to land that very first co-op job. Remember failing your first assignment, exam, class, or term, and how relieved you were to finally clear it. If you haven't failed anything thus far, weird flex, but congratulations to you. I hope you remember the tears you cried and the friends who wiped them, the laughs you shared, and the memories you made. I also want to take a moment to remember those who started with us and have supported us along the way, who are no longer with us today. We've experienced a lot of loss in our time here, but there is not a doubt in my mind that we will make them all proud as we forge along. Lastly, I want to say thank you to the University of Waterloo for challenging us and pushing us to be more than we thought we could be. To the Faculty of Engineering for nurturing our minds and propelling us into our futures. To the faculty members and staff for educating us and being patient with us when we stumbled, and we stumbled a lot. To our family members and mentors for drying our tears and giving us support and direction when we needed it most. And most importantly, to all of you graduates in front of me today. The work and dedication that you have put in throughout these degrees is no small feat, and you should feel incredibly proud. I feel blessed to count myself amongst you. Today, we join the thousands of Waterloo engineers who have graduated before us, and we set the bar for those who will come after us. But today is about us, and I hope you take the time to celebrate yourselves because you deserve it. Thank you for listening, and congratulations again to the Waterloo Engineering class of 2022.
Thank you, Chukwunansu, for your reflections and for your inspirational message. It's a great way to start the day. Convocation is perhaps the most rewarding occasion in the life of a university. It evokes both our ancient rights and privileges, at the same time recognizing your significant accomplishments and stirring within us all a hope for new beginnings. On behalf of the University of Waterloo administration team, I would like to formally thank all of those who have made today possible. Convocation literally means the action of calling people together for a large and formal assembly, so it isn't possible to have a convocation without all of those who are present. So to the graduands, but also to the parents and friends and family and supporters of our graduands, thank you. And to the university community represented on this platform today for developing these scholars and delivering this outstanding event for our new alumni. Thank you. And of course, we also acknowledge those who have been unable to join us today, and we individually feel their presence with us together as we celebrate this assembly. If you'll allow me, I'd like to now ask all of the graduands to please remain seated as I invite all of your parents and friends and supporters and the staff to rise as you are able, please. And I'd like the graduates to look around and identify your supporters, and the supporters to identify your graduate and maybe wave and clap. You're going to need to know where each other are so you can holler out when they cross the stage. Thank you for joining me and thanking all of those who've made your convocation possible. Thank you all very much. Please be seated. Thank you. As we prepare to confer the degrees, I have a few notes to share. Guests, you're reminded to please stay in your seats as the graduates cross the stage. There will be professional photos taken at the side of the stage, and there'll be plenty of time after the ceremony for more photos at the receptions. Graduates, you're reminded to please keep your masks on while crossing the stage, and there will be an opportunity to remove your mask at the side for your official portrait just off the stage. In lieu of handshakes today, we're using alternate gestures such as placing your hand across your heart. We're going to confer the degrees starting with the doctoral graduates who will cross the stage one at a time, and then the master's and the bachelor's graduates who will cross the stage 3 at a time. You will be briefly greeted by me or the Chancellor or President Goel as you cross the stage. We ask that the graduates, after you've crossed the stage, to please return to your seat so we can continue to celebrate the entire convocation together as a group. And now we move on to the conferring of the degrees. And to that end, I invite Siva Sivathaman, Associate Dean, Faculty of Engineering, to the podium.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy from the Departments of Chemical Engineering and Civil and Environmental Engineering. Jessica Ashibi. Parveen Adeli. Piyush Agarwal. Mohammed Adel Al-Khatiri. Atayan Parinaz. Mariana Carvalho. Helene Chow. Helene Chow is also a university finalist for the Governor General's Gold Medal for Outstanding Academic Achievement in a doctoral program. Stanley Hofai Fong. Muhammad Shahidul Islam. Wanhua Liang. Karim Tarek Mohammed Mustafa. Sri Hari Ramachandra Prabhu. Mark Ranjram. Makshad Valipur. Emma Wakefield. Zhuzhen Wang. Maywen Zhang. Yinghui Zhao. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Applied Science. Oriana Ogas, Mirza Sohaib Beg, Maxime Daniel Clarou. Lilnan Chui, Tarek Gamaldiran, Garib Mohammed, Mohammed Sina Golchi. Carol Seno Giao, Fatima Haji, Merdad Kezrian. Devinder Singh Lal, Yansheng Jiang, Bhumi Het Mavani. Omar Usama Morsi, Ruzbe Rahimi Jubari, Mohammed Basil Bassam Shoaib. Bing Ming Tring. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. It's now my pleasure to please welcome Marios Ioannidis, Chair of the Chemical Engineering Department, to the podium. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for Master of Engineering. Mohammed Akavan, Jamal Mohsin Bajwa, Laila Alessandra Duran Ruiz. Michael Good, Reshma Grace Mohan, Joshua Chakukaideva. Guy Iguelizere, Sara Giancani, Carrie Ann Lenchi. Kartik Shivsharnaya, Math. Muhammad Adil Mughal. Ehsan Nizamifar. Yash Sunilbhai Patel, Meet Pankaj Shah, Akanksha Sharma. Vidi Mahesh Thakkar, Saad Usmani, Manoj Viramachaneni, Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science in Chemical Engineering. Tracel Clarinda Alyung Hahok. Jasmine Al-Wahidi, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Elena Renee Ansimer, Mohammed Hanaf Aziz, Jackson Freeman Errol Bagnall. Samantha Eleanor Bartman, Cody Roger Bertin, Amrin Bangu. Surabi Badarai, Maria Blagojevich, Rachel Jessica Blanchard. Clarence Mark Chan, C.J. Chen, Andrew Cho.
Magnus Akira Aestorp Cronin, Arjinet Dadu Cruz, Carlo James Cunanan, Carlton Jason Darby, Jordan Evelyn Davis, Yahya Diab, Sean Thomas Doran, Cameron Alan Douglas, Carlos Andrés Elorza Casas, Andres Felipe Espitia, Monica Christie Gangwar, Lin Ha, Irina Yuja Han, Tong Li Han, Haider Imran Hayat, Jordan Paul Enriquez, Steve Huang, Nicole Marie Howard, Thomas Konrad Yavorechki, Simran Jayakaran, Sharina Jayachandran, Kashap Mohandas Kartha, Shivani Krishnan, Agnes Kwon, David Manhung La, Munira Mustansir Laktawala, Ramini Luchmi, Chris King Yu Ma, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Kushal Madaya, Chukwunonso Jeffrey Moneme, also the recipient of the John Fisher Award for Leadership for showing outstanding leadership throughout their academic career in the Faculty of Engineering.
Danushri Villamurthy, Jonathan Israel Moya Escudero, Mukunda Murali. Nihant Nair, Angela Gwen, Tiffany Nasia Nogroho. Sean Sang Jun Pang, Melina Papadaki. Philip Quinn Pattison, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work and Proficiency. Lisha Emma Peel, Kyle Zachary Peters, Audrey Margareta Primandono. Nicholas Owen Derek Rasmussen, Nia Tiben Piyash Kumar Rawal, Pirashan Ravikumaran. Gaya Sala, Jatiga Elaseya Satguneswaran, Evgenia Sergeyeva. Bradley William Smith, Emmanuel David Sosa Roque. Kennedy Peter Strong, also the recipient of the University of Waterloo President's Award of Excellence for the highest standing in an undergraduate degree program, and the recipient of the Ontario Professional Engineers Foundation for Education Gold Medal for the highest cumulative overall average upon graduation from the Faculty in Engineering. Mackenzie Stephen Strong, Christopher Sang, Liam Stephen Thomas. Grace Ann Thompson, Ann Adetola Titcom, Nancy Ton. Tessin Sabiru Genwala, Lauren Nicole Valier, Steven Eduardo Vilcacundo Molina. Reese Austin Vollmer, Francesca Wong, Matthew Albert Wong. Natalie Oi Ying Wong, Jared Justin Wu, Ian Gordon Wright. Lauren Nicole Jakubowski. Sharon Yang, also the recipient of the Stanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Onatan Yildiz. Mitchell Gregory York. Luke Stephen Young. Cordelia Yu. Tashi Zaidi. Hao Cheng Zhang. Xujin Zhao. Helen Zhong. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. It is now my pleasure to please welcome Carl Haas, Chair, Civil and Environmental Engineering, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science, Civil Engineering. Ahmed Ashraf El-Sayed El-Bas, Mathura Achiliswaran, and Azka Akib. Adam Luke Aubin, Charlotte Ann Margaret Bartos, and Lamar Bashbishi. Oliver Jacob Beacom, Isabella Nicole Biondi, and Quentin John Bruce. Trent Glenn Brunkard, Matea Sarek, and Christopher Michael Chambers. Linda Chan, Michelle Chow, and Brian William Chen. Oh, and Roger Chen, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Annie Dye, Ilya Danilenko, and Thali Daniela Delgado Leon. Harishanth Iswaran, Mason Mac Evans, and Reed Ferry. Takena Fiberasima, Clara Oland Filippetti, and Wilson Gao. Ziana Elizabeth Garcia Almeida, William Cody Gates Crease, and Kyle Robert Owen Goutry. Delina Gebrezgi, Alexander Goldgruber, and Nathaniel Joseph Gordon. Natasha Rebecca Greenwood, Sangavi Gunajothi, and Michael David Tai Sung Han. Benjamin Howard Hansford, Mark William Herman, and Angus Wei Fung Ho. Winston Ho, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Matthew Humphreys, Kevin King Lin, and Jeffrey Kiomani. Haley Ha Young Kim, Sarah Simon Kim, and Ethan Maxwell Kratz. Richard Joseph Aegis Krishnan, Rohit Kundu, and Parth Hitesh Lad. Ashley Jingying Lam, Victoria Rebecca Lane, and Anthony Joseph Latorre. Jun Sao Lee, Christopher Gilbert Lehman Skelton, and Julia Renee Leinenweber. Ming Shi Lee, Ruomu Lee, and Wan Ting Wendy Lee. Ji Jian Lin, Jitang Liu, and Adrian Malajan Logo. Cersei Leal Mahoney, Noah Mandow, and Trent Davis Martin. James McAllister, Timothy William Arthur Mahan, and Alexis Diana Miniti. Jonah Isaac Newell, Tyler Joseph Neves Oliveira, and Philip Robert Nielsen. Terkiat Numor, Olua Tamilori Oluwashei, sorry, and Kian Yan Pang. Brandon Justin Pereira, Mora Stephanie Perez Galarza, and Joanna Alejandra Pinargotti Torres. Guozhao Ki, Pavatharni Ragathivan, and Sumithere Ravindiran. James Christopher Rapovsky, Saidi Rizai, and Oscar Ruan. Sean Michael Rule, Emily Drew Schramm, and Prerna Devankumar Shah. Carrot Singh Sharia, Logan Richard Shepard, and Margaret Joan Summers. Emily Anna Sashia, Anthony Salisbury, and Michael Thomas Leona Terpstra. Thiranai Thirimani, Dana Nicole Usati, and Bolivar Andre Villamarin Cueva. Nico Gabriel Villanueva, Shanteng Wang, Qian Yu Wu. Ashley Wu, Grace Fei Zhu, and Jing Yu. Kelvin Yuan, Veronica Ann Zalewski, and Bishao Zhang. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science, Environmental Engineering. Nafiza Anjum Ahmed, Dana Alexandra Arens, and Hadja Aziz. Devansh Pankaj Babla, Sianthi Balakrishnan, and Jasenia Liseth Becerra Montenegro. Etienne Charles Berger, Madhav Bhatt, and Matthew William Casale. Jonathan Min Chik Chung, Alice Isabel Bryn Dirksen, and Nathaniel James Espinol. Yasha Shwini Hamal, Megan Rachel Yun, and Raquel Rocio Hiara Soto. Susung Kim, Sarah Alice Kinney, and Madison Hunter Lane. Kirsten Cornelia Longje, Jacques Joseph Germain Lavoie, and Xiao Young Lee. Mark Jacob Lieberman, Haobo Liu, and Guri Maria. And Mara Joy Peaver. Gillian Dawn Stoffelson Pfeiffer, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Nicholas Jackson Prowse, Lee Robin Reck, and Wilson Ryu Singh. Heini Rebecca Reyes Cortez, Ragda Ahmed Saeed, Sukhpreet Kaur Saini. Ankit Shah, Theodora Grace Taylor, and Sharon Susan Thomas. Mitchell Blaine Tulloch. Calvin Jacob Wienkamp, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Adele Rose Lenarduzzi Watson, Arnold Chaikungza, Zichun Zhu. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science Geological Engineering. Michael James Berdino, Jason Paul Connolly, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Jose Manuel Coniel Salazar, Dallas Simone Diamude, William Andrew Giffen. Thomas Liam John Horan, McKenna Elizabeth Jackson, and Kyle Justin Daniel Jenkinson. Darren Jeffrey Cocken, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Calvin Kai Fung La, Bayard Simon Lariviere, Miet H. Vias. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. It's now my pleasure to please welcome Jen Kogan, Nanotechnology Engineering Lab Manager, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science, Nanotechnology Engineering. Saeed Hassan Ali, Ariana Jordana Alexander, Daisy Agrawal. Kevin Ann, Abdullah Aram, Tabitha Daniela Arul Pragazam. Danish Ahmed Bag, Brendan William Eric Barber, Kunjan Rameshakumar Bandari. Cristel Ernesto Canlis, Maribel Ellen Castro, Anthony Amalcare Sorelli. Parmandeep Singh Chadha, Kylie Amelia Chapman, Kylie Choi. Liam Alexander Croteau, Alora Deering, Michael Anthony Deganes, Lisa Emmeline Devlin, Sydney Nicole Dolick, Manal Fatima. Elijah Earl Flores. Simon Robert Frew, also the recipient of the Stanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Alex Golubovic, Brian Israel Donoso, sorry. Madeline Alyssa May Ling Hayter. Michelle Ju Thao Hun, Logan Alexander Ingalls, Sana Jane. Lyle Cam, Sparsh Kapar, Richard Singh Kashmirian. Raghav Karbanda, William Dean Coaster, Sathurasan Kokilathasan. Justin Lay, Annette Lan, Jason Matthew Lee. Z. Yua Lee, William Frederick Lawson, Rebecca Mack. Reese Samuel Martins, Jonathan David Mayrie, Emma Rose Milne. Sama Nana Yakara, Yoya Nasab, Sarah Alexandra Odinotsky. Zachary William Oldham, Michael Roberto Pepe, Adam Ambrose Powell. Jessica Helen Rogabeat, Sean Nicholas Rowe, Mila Atta. Zubia Shahab, Terry Su, Pratiki Jitendra Somani. David Sun, Darian Stewart, Verinder Singh Takar. Rachel Lonsin Tao, Michelle Alyssa Teplinsky, Sukhjinder Singh Thind. Ethan Connor Thompson, Matthew Perez Tino, Shannon Nicole Tsai. Kalissa Ryan Valani, Shahad Fazanji, Anish Vivek Anand. Ji Wei Wang, Alex K. Wei, Ka Ho Wang. Michael David Wood. Ryan Joseph Zamperoni, also the recipient of the Stanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. It is now my pleasure to please welcome Derek Rayside, Director for Software Engineering, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Software Engineering. Oluwatobi Adewoye, Shazeb Amin, Ravindu Bandara Angamana, Daniel Sebastian Aravello Arizaga, Rosie Mashid Bahraini, Druvin Rakshit Balar, Ansuman Banka, Arjun Bhushan, Zhangyi Chen, Navraj Singh China, Caleb Tiger Choi, Shashir Chowdhury, Max Jing Hong Dai, Bimesh De Silva, Abhishek Dakla, Brooke Mackenzie Dolney, Ding Bei Ni Fang, Max Gao, Tina Hang Gao, Thomas George, Alexandra Emma Gerard, Matthew Godin, Gordon Guan, Yingning Gui, Ahmed Rad Hamodi, also the recipient of the Pearl Sullivan Emerging Global Leaders Award for demonstrating a proven track record of leadership through participation in extracurricular and volunteer activities. Hao Sen Han, Mohammed Harris, Joshua Hong, Ellen Huang, Jerry Huang, Yuhan Huang, Mihao Gerard Jez, Austin Jiang, Lindsay Jin, Ayush Kapoor, Yifan Ku, Alexander William Kersell, Ariel Lam, Ben Daniel Langlois, Angelo Gabriel Lau. Jacob George Davy Ledgerwood. Andy Lee. Yu Jin Long. Heng Liu. Sean Worling Lynch. Sarah Amanda Ma. Sarah Elizabeth McLean. Mohammed Taha Masood. Callum John Mosley, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Academic Excellence. Heather Angela Valerie Muson, Sailesh Nankani, Sri Kushik Nalutla. Samuel Raymond Noguchi, Jasmine O, Ankit Patel. Haoyang Chi, Shubhangi Raj, Shanyu Rao. Edward Wren, Gabriel Andres Robles del Hierro, Joshua Edward Schaefer. Brett Michael Selby, Yeliang Shu, Amolik Singh. Daniel Skrinikov, David Steven Spendler, Joseph Ilias Tefesi. Sadie Tang, Eric Hans Terweel, Harry Haoyu Tong. Haolei Wang, Shihan Wang, Stephanie Amelia Warwick. Vichara Nimnaka Wijatunga, Jiayang Ying Wu, Gracie Jichi Jia. Hongru Jiang, Jason Jia Yan, Jiahao Zhang. Mikhail Zarov, Huiyi Zhu, David Zhu. Jilin Zhu, also the recipient of the Sanford Fleming Foundation Medal for Cooperative Work Term Proficiency. Jintao Zhu, Robbie Zhuang. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now request you to confer, in absentia, the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by Senate, but who were unable to be present at today's convocation.
I confer the degrees in absentia.
I would now like to welcome James Rush to the podium.
It's now my honor to present some awards. The first is the Distinguished Teaching Award. Mr. Chancellor, I present Professor Rajinder Pal. Professor Rajinder Pal is well known for his enthusiasm, high level of knowledge, passion for teaching, and ability to make his lectures exciting and easy to follow, even for the toughest of engineering courses. As one student said, he actively strives to communicate concepts clearly, interspersing graphs and practical examples throughout lectures to explain concepts. In addition to possessing an in-depth understanding of the course material, he is able to create a classroom where students feel like he is learning with them. Professor Pal provides his students with support while also giving them the opportunity to think for themselves, encouraging them to develop their own solutions before providing them with answers. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding accomplishments in teaching, I request that you present the Distinguished Teaching Award upon Professor Rajinder Pal. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. The University of Waterloo is proud to award the President's Award of Excellence, awarded to graduates who have the highest standing in the bachelor's programs in the university. 3 of these awards will be presented at convocations this week. Mr. Chancellor, I request that you present the President's Award of Excellence for 2022 to Kennedy Strong, graduating today with a chemical engineering degree. It is now my pleasure to invite President Vivek Goel to the podium.
To our graduates and new alumni, congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you to our team of staff, faculty, and volunteers for making this ceremony a success. Thank you to all the family and friends here today for joining our graduates in their celebration and for supporting these graduates during their academic journey. Thank you, Valerie, for your remarks, and congratulations again on your recognition. And to our new graduates, thank you. We know you pushed forward and persevered during an extremely challenging time. Not only did you need to stay determined and focused with your studies, but you needed to do so during a global pandemic when circumstances were constantly changing. Your dedication, enthusiasm, and success inspires us all. In receiving your degrees today, you've accomplished something truly momentous. It is a testament to all that you have learned, all that you have sacrificed, and all that you stand to achieve in the future. Waterloo has a rich history. Our founders sought to build a university that could tackle some of the world's most daunting challenges. Today, we see that vision has become a reality. As you embark on the next phase of your life as University of Waterloo alumni, be confident in the foundation you developed here. You have the tools, courage, and determination to take on any challenge. The world needs more tolerance, more curiosity, and more creativity. We are one community that continuously shapes the future through those qualities. As you have benefited from attending Waterloo, this institution has benefited from having you as a part of our community. It has been an honor to have you as students, and I wish you only the best in the future. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome Mayungan Henry, Indigenous Knowledge Keeper, back to the podium to provide a closing.
Ani Bujo, Sego, Danze, Kalamasi. Bujo, Mayingan Indejnikas, Deshkanzibi and Donjiba, Mayingadodem. I just wanted to share with you a little bit of my language, one of the original languages of this land that was at one time forbidden for us to use. But I encourage you that have different languages that walk on Turtle Island or North America to use those languages, your culture, all those beautiful things that you were given, and walk on Turtle Island, you know, with honor with those things that you have. In closing today, I'd like to take us out of this gymnasium for a bit. We're going to walk into a lodge, which is a form of a place to do your talking to Creator. When we go into the lodge, we're going to sit in a circle, and there'll be a fire right in the middle, a big circle with the good feeling of seeing each other and being in each other's presence. And as you sit there, and through that same eastern door that we came in, two elders walk in, and they look at you, and you look at them, and you can tell by the honor of their eyes and their gestures that they're kind people. And they look at you at this point, and they say, now that you've gained this education, these experiences, and everything that you have now, the question they'll ask is, what are you going to do with it? And they would like to suggest something to you. They would like to suggest that in your profession that you have now, please consider the water, the air in the land to be always sacred, to always make sure that we honor it and never destroy it any further than we have. But also think about those yet born, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, who need you to make good decisions about our Mother the Earth, and so that she can nourish us the way that she always has. Those wise words of those elders will stay with you throughout your career. And then they will close the ceremony by telling you that it would be Ouija Zagidawin. We love you all. Chimigwech, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Mayungan. Your contributions have been fantastic. And I just want to say how much we appreciate you reminding us about reconnecting to the land and the land keepers in the region that we are here. So thank you. It's now my pleasure and honor to say that Convocation is officially closed and adjourned. Please rise, if you're able, and stay at your place while the stage party departs.